Hi guys, I want to talk about my notes. How to live with less materialism and how it's related to the component philosophy. How to live with less materialism. But first, must have drink. Oh God, yes. I'm back in Florida. Oh, how great it is to be in this sucky state. I hate Florida. I am trying so hard to get out of this state. Every time I leave it, I lived in LA for a while, I lived in Texas for a while, I lived in New York. Every time I leave, and I'm coming back. And it's just, whatever. How to live with less materialism. Material things. I am going to do a purge, and I recommend you to do this once a year. But first, grab a drink, grab a donut, get a burger. No, don't leave. Have them deliver a burger. But here's to you guys. Love all you guys. Welcome to my channel. First time here. This is rum and coke. Anyway, first time here, my name is John Tenuto, and I wrote a book called The Book of Common Points, and I'm not going to go into that right now. You can go on my other stuff and check it out. Materialism. So once a year, these are my recommendations. I'm going to tell you what I do. Once a year, it's usually around January, which is a good time to do this. I do a purge. I go through my closet and I go, those don't fit. And you think, well, you know, one day I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to get into those jeans, and one day I'm going to... and that, you can always go out and get another pair of jeans, because if you hang on to those jeans for the one day you're going to be able to fit into them, the one day is never going to come. Get rid of them. If they don't fit, if they're a gift, if they're really special, something you really are just connected to, I understand that. I understand that emotional tug. But basically, if you got 15 pairs of pants, I got a stack right now. I got a stack of about 10 pairs of jeans I cannot get into. They're like 40 40s, 40 42s, 40... No, I would swim in those things. They're huge, because I was heavy at one time. I lost the weight. I got rid of the jeans. Get rid of them. Goodbye. Purge. Start with your closet. You want to be a minimalist, start with your closet. Go in the closet and say, I'm getting rid of this, I'm getting rid of that, I'm going to keep this. That's an heirloom. Grandma gave it to me. I get it. I get it. I can't let it go, John. I can't let it go. I'm not asking you to do that. But in the component philosophy, we live the seekers. I call you guys my seekers that are deeply into the philosophy, or that want to be into the philosophy. My seekers live simple lives. We're farmers, we're gardeners, we're close to the earth. We take our shoes off and try to be barefoot as much as possible, because the closer to the earth you are, the healthier you're going to be. So back to minimalism. Let's start with that, the closet. Then, well, after you deal with the closet, number 2, we're going to go to the kitchen. Go into the kitchen and look at the pantry. Look at the shelves, all the stuff on the shelves. Look at the shelves. Look at everything on the shelves. And think about, what do I need? Do I need... Open the cabinets. We started with the cabinets. Me and my roommate started with the cabinets. We opened the cabinets. Do we need 16 cups of different types? So do we need 15 different kind of silverwares? Do we need 20 different kind of dishes? Do we need all the old Tupperware? Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Minimalist. 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 Live a minimalist lifestyle. You don't need all that clutter. You will have so much more room on your shelf. What I did with me is you give yourself a reward. This is how it works. You give yourself a reward for the shelf space you made. You don't clutter or more junk. You put stuff on there that you really care about. So what I did is I started growing orchids. That's my gift to me. So if I get rid of stuff that's all on the counter or all on the window, I have a big bay window in my kitchen that's all on the window, all this junk that's on the window, I cleaned it all off, I got rid of it, everything, it's all clean and neat. And I'm now have orchids, 2 or 3 orchids on the windowsill. That is a gift to me for getting rid of stuff that's just clutter, stuff that I don't need. Minimalist. And excuse me. And every time I say the orchids, I think back to myself how cluttered that used to be. But the orchids are pretty. They're gorgeous. They're lavender, they're yellow, they're white. Have a drink. It's gonna get better. So we covered the closet. We're gonna go deeper. We're gonna go deeper into the kitchen. The refrigerator. The refrigerator. Open the refrigerator door and say, what do I not need in here? What have I been saving in the refrigerator? That's probably a science project that I don't need. What is in here I don't need? What containers in there do I never use? Oh, I've got this purified water container and I got a little bit of water in it and I never use it. Get rid of it. That's a refrigerator. Those are the shelves. Now we're going to start with the drawers. The junk drawers. Stay with me. This is number 3. The junk drawers. Break it down to 1 junk drawer. Don't make it bigger. I need a bigger junk drawer because I got so many junk drawers. Me and my roommate, we go into my kitchen. We've got 4, maybe 5 junk drawers full of junk. Extra string, extra Scotch tape, extra tools, extra baggies, extra just measuring cups that are old that don't work, plastic, the twist ties, hundreds of them, rubber bands, paper clips, marbles. We found marbles. Go through your junk drawer and make it minimalist. Excuse me, I got an itch. I like my bunny. Go through your junk drawers and break it down to 1, not 4, not 5, not a junk drawer in every room. Break it down to 1 junk drawer. I do not need 4 pairs of scissors. I don't need 3 measuring cups. I don't need... That's a junk drawer. Break it down to 1 junk drawer. We shall continue. I don't want to say, okay, I was going to say Tupperware. Don't say Tupperware. Plastic containers. I have them above my refrigerator. Tons of them. And they're old. And I open the door above the stove. I open the door and they all attack me. It's my attack closet. Get rid of the old Tupperware. Get only what you need. Throw it away or recycle it. Those are some tips to get you started to live a minimalist lifestyle. Okay? Those are the baby steps to get you started to live a minimalist lifestyle. Because in Common Point, we're about living close to the earth. We're not about living flash and have a lot of clothing. Look at me. You notice I don't wear any rings. I don't wear any jewelry. I'm not saying you can't wear something nice around your neck or something nice on your hands or a bracelet. I'm not saying we can't do that in the Common Point philosophy. I'm just saying we do less is more. except for my drink. Must have more. Excuse me. I keep Clearing my throat today. It's hot as hell in Florida. Help me build my YouTube channel so I can make a lot of money and get the hell out of this damn state. I hate Florida. I never liked it. My mother dragged us down. Here I'm going down memory lane. My mother dragged us down when we were kids because she broke up with my dad. It's a long story. It's a great place to grow up as a kid. It's fun. I mean, went to the beach. We had a blast. You know, it's great. But when you become an adult, it's not so much fun. It's just too hot. Too much humidity. Drink the drink, John. It's my bunny back there scratching. That's Leo. You guys have been following me. You know I've got a pet bunny called Leo. He's my buddy. So we covered the refrigerator, the junk drawer, the cabinet above the stove. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Leo, stop scratching. I will have to pause the video, and I will pause the video, get my bunny. I will be right back. I'm back. Now we're going to go to bigger things, like furniture and tables and chairs that we never fix or never get to or never use. I have a table that I found that I love. It's got the wings and it's got the leaf. It's got all. It's an old table. It's been on my porch for 5 years. I want to get to it and I want to refinish it. I want to make it really like a really nice table. Think about this. Will I ever get to doing that? Probably not. Probably not. I probably will never get to refinishing that table. I have, what else? Oh, chairs. I've got chairs that I found. All the antique, nice little wooden chairs. They're adorable. They're on my back porch. They're going to go too. They're going to go to the Goodwill. The table's going to go to the Goodwill. Give it a home. Because if you have something more than 5 years, 5 years, people say a year or two, that's too soon. But if you have a piece of furniture that you're going to refinish, if it's an heirloom, if it's an antique, something that's worth money, like I've got an old steamer's trunk that my mother gave me that she had back in the 20s and 30s. I would never get rid of that. That's precious to me. But stuff that you find that's not really an antique, that is still in your house, cluttering up your porch, cluttering up your living room, 5 years. Look back. If you've had it more than 5 years and it's taking up space and it's always in the way and you're never going to get to it, rent a truck and bring it to Goodwill. Rent a truck and bring it to the Salvation Army. Give it a home. Get it out of your home. It's clutter. Because what happens with furniture that becomes clutter in your house makes more clutter. Well, you know, I can put all my knickknacks on that table. That's a good spot for them. The knickknacks you don't want anymore, that you're keeping anyway. Oh my God. I'm just saying, I need another drink. That's tangible, physical clutter. We covered a number of things in the beginning of this video. Tangible, physical clutter. Things. Physical things that we need to get rid of to live a minimalist lifestyle, to live a simpler life, live a seeker's life, a common point life. But what about emotional clutter? This is where common point comes in. Okay, this is where the philosophy comes in. What about emotional clutter? What about emotional things you just can't get rid of? I'm not talking about physical. I'm not talking about being connected to, oh, that's my mother's ring she gave me, or that's my father's medals when he was in the military. Those things are precious. You don't want to ever get rid of that kind of stuff. But you have emotional clutter about an old girlfriend and an old relationship and missing somebody that passed on or missing somebody that left us too soon. That also can bog you down in your life. It can be so much stress and really bog you down in your life. Like, I keep thinking about this person over and over and over. I keep thinking about the past over and over. And I have a tendency to do that. That's why I wrote the book. It's helped me. So how do you deal with emotional clutter that's in your head? So how do you deal with that emotional clutter that's stuck in your head? And you just can't let it go. You can't stop thinking about the love you had when you were a teenager, like I go through a lot of times. Or you can't stop thinking about a loved one that you lost unexpectedly, or somebody that left you unexpectedly that you just can't let go. How do you deal with that? Okay. First of all, I want to say I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not giving you psychological advice. I'm giving you my own advice, how I live my life. How I deal with that is I look at my life today in the present tense. Here's my life today. Here's exactly what I'm doing today, this moment in time. And this moment in time, the moment in time that you're in right now, would not have had occurred, would not have been, you would not be in this moment in time in your life if you were living the life you thought you should have had. You follow what I'm saying? I look back and I think about the love of my life that I had. I talk about it in a lot of my videos. I look back and I think about if I would have taken this path, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I would be living this kind of life. But you don't know that. There's no guarantee. I think about when I lived in California in 1982. And I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was trying out for different parts down in LA because I was living in LA. And Johnny Carson decided to retire. And at the time, I never really dug deep in why don't you try out for The Tonight Show? Why don't you try to be a host on The Tonight Show? And I didn't do it, and I've always regretted it. I thought maybe I might have got it. I think I would have got it. Because I had the talent, I had the time, I was the right age, I was in the right place at the right time in history. Fast forward now to 2025. We're looking at many, many, many years later. I look back and I go, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But that can drive you crazy. So how I justify my reasoning in my head, I think, I would not be doing this YouTube channel. I would not be doing my comedy channel, Lukewarm and the Biscuits. I wouldn't be doing so many things that I'm doing now if that would have been my life, okay? And you got to quit doing the comparison. Well, would my life would have been better or would have been worse? It might have been worse because I might have been living in LA during all these big bad times and what's going on today. It might have been worse for me. So I go into a lot of my videos, and I'm not trying to get off on a beaten trail on this video, but this is all related when we're talking about minimalist stuff. If you think about, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, I would have had a better life back then. So I put yourself in your space in this time and place. Don't think about what you could have. When we tend to have clutter in our life, emotional clutter in our life, and physical things that clutter our life, we're trying to live in the past. We're trying to hang on to the past. You need to let all that go. I let it go. I don't worry about what I could have been. I worry about what I want to become. Hold that thought, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I've got a closing statement on this video that's going to be amazing, and it could change your life. I'll be right back. I'm back again. Sorry for the fades. I had to get up and go get Leo some celery. Can you hear him munching? He's over there by my closet. I had to give him some celery so he quit digging. Now he's eating the celery. Anyway, this is the final closer on this video. Love you guys. Try that. Try all the things I recommended you to do to live a minimalist lifestyle, to live in the common point lifestyle. It's amazing. It's amazing. It will cleanse you. You will feel so much better about yourself, better about your environment and everything. But really, if you can just do baby steps, if you can take just a day, just one day, if you can. I know it's hard because we're struggling just to survive now and then. But if you can take one day, maybe every couple of weeks, and go rent a hotel room in some nice area somewhere and just be by yourself. Don't bring a lot of stuff with you. And when you come home, and you're going to realize this when I'm saying this in your mind, you know, when you ever leave home for a while and you come back, you feel so comfortable when you come home. Oh my God, I'm home. And a lot of it has to do with all the stuff you have in your house. That's your home. But remember, this is about living a minimalist lifestyle. So when I was talking about emotional luggage and physical things, they are connected. Like this, they're welded together. Because physical things trigger our emotions. We see a certain thing, we think of a vacation, we see certain pictures, we think back in our memory about what we did in that time and place and time. So, how to live a minimalist life and not totally destroy your past, because you don't want to do that. You don't want to eliminate everything. You want to purge a lot of things. You want to get rid of a lot of things that hold you back, that control your mind and what you're thinking every day. You want to do that. It's very important. But you don't want to damage yourself in the process. You don't want to go, God, I should have never gotten rid of that. Why? Because we all do that. You know, I think about when I was living in LA, when I was playing music, I had a bass amplifier that I loved. I had an Ampeg bass amplifier. And I got rid of it. And I remember I've always regretted getting rid of that. But it was a big, giant bass amplifier, and I'm going to carry around with me. But I've always regretted it. So there's certain things you don't want to get rid of, okay? And you need to sit down and just really make a list on what you absolutely don't need emotionally, what you absolutely don't need physically. And like I said, they're connected, they're welded together forever. So when I'm talking about your emotional connections, your passion about things that you just can't let go, there's certain things you just cannot let go. And I don't agree with some people that say, well, you need to let it go anyway and forget about it, and it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, because in the back of your mind, it's always there. That image is always there. That thing, that bass amplifier will always be with me, okay? I have an emotional attachment to it. And I've always regretted getting rid of it. But I did because I had to. I couldn't keep all this stuff. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? You look back into the past on how that item, that physical thing served you and helped you. And can it still do that today? As far as an amplifier, as far as that's 50 years ago. The technology was old technology. Can that serve me today? Probably not. So I said, except for memories and an emotional attachment, it can't serve me anymore, except for my memories and my feelings about it. So back to the closet, okay? Back to the closet, and you look at certain things and think, I really can't get rid of that suit. And you have to think about why you keep that suit. Why do I keep that one dark suit, that gray suit in my closet? And I think, well, I bought that. I went down and got that suit because I had to go to a relative's funeral. And it reminds me of that. It brings back that memory of that relative, which is fine. Those are certain things I get. I get it. So you don't want to totally destroy yourself in the process of purging things to live a minimalist life. But what you need to do is get rid of the clutter. The things that you're not going to use. Things that you don't need. Okay? Back to the kitchen. All of the old Tupperware. Clean up your junk drawers. Start there. Start there with being a minimalist. Start there. Here's another thing that I highly recommend you to do to become a minimalist, to become a seeker, to understand the component philosophy better and how it's related to this, is if you can, and you can save money to do this, or if you already have a place, take a vacation away from your environment, completely out of that square you're living in, that apartment, that house, that mobile home, that village, wherever you live that has all your stuff. Okay? Get away from all the stuff. There's all these emotional attachments to it. Break away, take yourself and break away from all that stuff and put yourself in an environment where there's none of that stuff. And create a new environment. So let's say you do this twice a year. If you can do it 4 times a year, that would be great. I highly recommend this, and this is what I do. Rent a cabin up in the mountains in North Carolina. Go up there. You can bring the kids, bring the wife. I recommend it best to do it by yourself. Go up there and get a very simple, minimalist, tiny space or a tiny home. Don't bring any more than what you can carry in one suitcase. A couple of shirts, a couple pairs of pants, important things that you need, maybe your laptop, maybe your cell phone, and live there for a while. Live there for 3 or 4 days, or 4 days. If you can do a week, that would be best. If you can do 2 weeks, that would be fantastic. If somehow you can save the money, find the time to go to a retreat, your own space, not a place where there's a lot of people and a lot of chatter where you're going to be talking about your life, just by yourself. Have a space by yourself in a cabin up in the mountains, North Carolina. That's where I go. Go there and just be in this space where there's nothing there. There's not a lot of photographs of your family. Don't bring a lot of stuff with you. And live in that space and time. Try to do it for at least a few days. If you can do it for 2 weeks, it's perfect. That will heal you tremendously. It's amazing how that will heal you tremendously. And when you come home, you will, it's like a wake-up call. When you walk in the door, you will see all the things you don't need clearly. And you will see all the things you do need clearly. Look, oh yeah, I'm so glad I'm coming back home to that. Oh, that's always been in my way. It's always been in the garage. I don't need the second fish tank in the garage. It's been in there for 10 years. I'm getting rid of it. I'm cleaning out the garage. Real quick, check out all my other Common Point videos about Common Point. Number 2, check out my comedy channel, Lukewarm and the Biscuits. That's me doing a comedy character called Lukewarm. It's hilarious. It's fun. Love you guys. Gotta go. Check out the show notes in the bottom, the links to all those channels and all that information. please subscribe to my channel. Gotta go, really gotta go this time. Love you. Bye now.